The high point of Atiku's bombshell reply to Tinubu's objections to his prayers at the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal is the fact that he has included the perjury that Tinubu committed when he failed to notify INEC in his form that he has another citizenship other than Nigeria. Many are quick to confuse the issue. The Guinean citizenship is not the problem. Anyone can have as many citizenships as he can, so far the person is a Nigerian citizen, he is qualified. But the problem arises when the person lies about it under oath. INEC forms are filled under oath like other documents that require you to attach an affidavit. People can choose to lie while filling INEC forms, but when they are caught, it becomes perjury, which can lead to not just disqualification of the candidate, but also the candidate might do time, because lying under oath is actually a serious crime. There are judicial precedents where candidates were disqualified because they submitted falsified information. So Atiku, including this perjury in his reply to Tinubu, where he accused Tinubu of not disclosing facts of his constitutional qualifications in his Form EC9 submitted to INEC, contrary to the provisions of the law. This is very huge. In fact, this alone is like boxing Tinubu in a corner. Will Tinubu be able to survive the issue of his qualification in court? Atiku Abubakar and P2B are challenging his qualification to be on the ballot based on his forfeiture of $460,000 to the United States authorities, being funds traced to narcotics trafficking. Like the Guinean citizenship, people are quick to confuse this one too. What the petitioners are seeking from the court is to prove that Tinubu's forfeiture contravenes Section 137(1)(d), which says that 1, let's start from number 1, a person shall not be qualified for election to the office of the president if, let's go to D, because that's the main target. D says, he is under a sentence of death imposed by any competent court of law or tribunal in Nigeria, or a sentence of imprisonment or fine for any offense involving dishonesty or fraud by whatever name called. What they are looking for here is dishonesty or fraud. So this is where the problem lies, dishonesty or fraud. The legal team is expected to hammer on this during their arguments in court to convince the judges that his forfeiture was criminal in nature and that it relates to narcotics trafficking. They will present all evidence and court papers like this one to prove their case and trust lawyers to take all advantage when they have evidence. They will stress it. They might even call witnesses from the United States to open up the case. The witnesses might be asked in court to narrate how they conducted their investigations to arrive at the fact that Tinubu was truly involved with narcotics trafficking. They might narrate the relationship between Tinubu and the people who went to jail for narcotics trafficking, which proved to the agents that he was actually the bagman for the illicit business in the United States. So it will be very disgraceful to behold the proceedings when the hearing starts. For someone who wants to occupy the office of the president, that would be a new low for Nigeria. And the legal team that will be defending Tinubu in court, with all the evidence abound and the baggages, it will soon become a moral burden for not just the lawyers but the judges also, including Nigerians at large, who will be thinking, why should someone that is tainted with the issue of narcotics be the one to lead the country? It is indeed a serious moral burden for everyone involved. By the way, the 5 judges that will be presiding over the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal have been named. You can see their names. We will make another video that will detail all the possible outcomes from P2B and the Labour Party's petition so that you will know what to expect from the judges. There's no need to make a video about the kind of decisions and rulings the judges have done in the past. There's simply no need. No need to put pressure on the judges. Everyone in life must at a particular time deal with his or her conscience. Judges are human beings. They have families. They go to churches or mosques. Their daily lives are very much like any other citizen. Wake up in the morning, go to work, and retire in the evening. So it is in everyone's interest to have a country that works for everyone. We are all in it together. Now, back to Atiku's reply to the objections that Tinubu's legal team made against his petition. Atiku is charging back at Tinubu because of one of the objections that Tinubu's legal team made. They said that Atiku Abubakar couldn't have won the 2023 presidential election because he is a successive election loser. This is a very watery argument, just to say it lightly for lack of a better word. It also seems like a diversion. The petition is about the 2023 presidential election. It has nothing to do with past elections. No wonder Atiku might have found it insulting to his person. That's why he came back charging at Tinubu, telling him that his true identity, age, state of origin, and educational qualifications have never been in dispute, unlike Tinubu, whose real age is not known. Look at this Guardian newspaper publication in 1998. It clearly states that Tinubu was 52 years old at the time. 25 years later, in 2023, Tinubu is supposed to be 77 years, right? No, it seems he's aging backwards because in March this year, he celebrated his 71st birthday. So either Guardian newspapers didn't know what they published in 1998, or he simply lied about his age. You can choose the one you want to believe. Anyway, there are many controversies surrounding Tinubu, like Atiku mentioned in his reply. He's grappling with disqualification from P2B's petition. He's dealing with the fact that he didn't win the highest legal votes.
Labour Party everywhere, Labour Party, look at what they are doing. They know say Labour Party don't win, they call scatter our polling units.
With enormous video evidence of rigging and intimidation of voters during the election, also massive evidence of non-compliance with the electoral law and not scoring 25% in Abuja, plus many others, and now a perjury charge has now been added by Atiku's legal team. With all these baggages hanging around Tinubu, how is he going to survive them in court? How many judges will be willing to overlook all these and pass their judgment based on technicality? This has become a serious moral burden for everyone involved. Is he going to escape disqualification based on his forfeiture of $460,000 to the United States being proceeds of narcotics trafficking, which coincidentally the current Chief Justice of Nigeria was among the Supreme Court judges who set the judicial precedent on forfeiture when they passed judgment that a forfeiture is the result of a crime, that a forfeiture cannot be made except something wrong was done. Forfeiture is not a fine, rather, it is a punishment for a crime. The government cannot wake up one day and see someone's money without the person committing a crime. If they did that, no court will approve the forfeiture, and in Tinubu's case, the money traced to him was proceeds of narcotics trafficking. You can see more details about the Supreme Court judgment by watching this video on the top right corner, or you can get the link in the video description when you finish watching this one. In that judgment, the Supreme Court ruled that Mohammed Abacha made the forfeiture to the federal government because a crime was committed. So will the Supreme Court find a way to exonerate Tinubu and reverse themselves on the earlier judgment? Anyway, Nigerians are watching to see how the judges will decide, especially the appeal court, which in this case is the Supreme Court. We will keep you updated on all the proceedings as the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal starts. Thanks for watching.